The Second Brain, AI and the Human Right to Intelligence. Should AI be a human right? Written by Greg Steele. Narrated by Oliver. Chapter 1. Introduction. AI and the Question of Human Rights. In today's rapidly evolving world, artificial intelligence, AI, is transforming every aspect of our lives. From healthcare to transportation, education to communication, AI is embedded in the systems that govern society, helping to shape economies, influence decision-making, and redefine what is possible. While the incredible potential of AI is often celebrated, an uncomfortable truth lurks beneath the surface. Access to AI is far from equitable. As AI technologies continue to evolve and permeate every facet of modern life, the disparity in access to this technology threatens to deepen existing global inequalities and create new divides. In this book, I will argue that access to AI should be considered a fundamental human right. This is not a radical notion when viewed in the broader context of technological advancements throughout history. Time and time again, societies with superior technology have exploited those who lacked access to the same tools and knowledge. Whether through the use of iron over bronze, the mastery of gunpowder, or the development of the internet, technological inequality has consistently widened social, economic, and political gaps between the haves and the have-nots. Today we are on the cusp of a new era, one where AI will determine the trajectory of human civilization. If we do not take decisive action to ensure that AI is equitably distributed, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past and condemning large swaths of the global population to marginalization. The case for AI as a human right. Why should access to AI be considered a human right? To answer this question, we must first understand what AI represents. AI is not simply another tool like the steam engine or the printing press. It is a general-purpose technology with the potential to revolutionize every industry and societal structure. AI systems can enhance healthcare diagnostics, predict weather patterns, optimize agricultural yields, improve education systems, and even automate labor-intensive jobs. Those with access to AI can leverage it to improve their quality of life, gain economic advantages, and secure positions of power. However, the inverse is also true. Those who lack access to AI will be left behind, unable to compete economically, politically, or socially. Consider, for instance, how nations with robust AI infrastructures are outpacing others in global markets, using algorithms to manage data, predict consumer behavior, and streamline production is already creating a world where the gap between technologically advanced nations and those that are underdeveloped is growing exponentially. AI-driven economies are beginning to look fundamentally different from traditional ones, and the technological divide is becoming a defining factor in global inequality. Historically, the impact of unequal access to technology has been catastrophic. When one society gains a technological advantage over another, the results often include exploitation, colonization, economic subjugation, and even the collapse of entire civilizations. From the European conquest of the Americas to the British Empire's industrial domination of India, technology has repeatedly been used as a tool of control. AI, if not managed ethically, could become the next instrument of oppression. To prevent this, it is imperative to recognize access to AI as a human right, a right that ensures all people, regardless of geography, socioeconomic status, or cultural background, can benefit from this powerful technology. Much like the internet is now considered essential for modern life, AI will soon become indispensable for navigating the world's most critical systems. Just as the United Nations declared internet access a human right in 2016, we must broaden this understanding to include AI, ensuring it does not become a privilege of the wealthy or technologically dominant nations. Lessons from history. To make this case, we will draw on historical examples where technological disparities led to exploitation and inequality. History is rife with instances where a group or nation with superior technology exploited those without it. The Bronze Age societies that first mastered metallurgy gained immense power over neighboring stone tool cultures. Later, the iron-wielding Hittites and Assyrians outmatched those still using bronze, reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the ancient Near East. The Mongols, with their mastery of composite bows and horseback warfare, conquered vast territories and subdued entire populations. European powers, equipped with firearms, steel swords, and advanced naval technology, subjugated indigenous populations in the Americas and Africa. Each of these cases illustrates a recurring theme. Those with superior technology can dominate and exploit those without it. The Industrial Revolution provides perhaps the most striking example of how technological advancements can entrench inequalities. The mechanized production, steam power, and transportation networks that emerged in 18th-century Europe allowed industrialized nations to amass unprecedented wealth and power. Meanwhile, non-industrialized societies, especially in Africa and Asia, were left vulnerable to exploitation. Colonization, resource extraction, and forced labor were just some of the ways in which industrial powers exploited technologically weaker regions. In today's digital age, the disparity is no less profound. The internet and digital technologies have transformed global commerce, communication, and education. However, access to these technologies remains uneven. Those without reliable internet access are cut off from educational resources, economic opportunities, and social networks that are now considered fundamental to success in the modern world. Similarly, those without access to AI will find themselves excluded from the future's most vital economic and social systems. The AI divide. The world is now on the brink of a new kind of divide, the AI divide. This divide is not just about who has access to computers or the internet, but about who can harness the power of intelligent systems to advance their lives and communities. AI is already being used to optimize supply chains, personalize education, improve medical treatments, and predict global trends. Those with access to AI will continue to innovate and lead in these areas, while those without access will struggle to keep up. We are already seeing the early stages of this divide. Nations and corporations with advanced AI systems are pulling ahead, reaping the benefits of increased productivity and predictive analytics. In contrast, developing nations and underserved communities, lacking the resources to invest in AI infrastructure, are at risk of falling even further behind. This is not a problem that will solve itself. Rather, it requires proactive measures to ensure that AI is not concentrated in the hands of a few, but distributed equitably to all. The risk of AI-driven inequality is not just economic. AI has the potential to influence political systems, shape social policies, and even determine who has access to basic services like healthcare and education. Without equitable access to AI, entire populations could find themselves excluded from the decision-making processes that affect their lives. The consequences of this exclusion could be dire, leading to a new form of digital colonialism where the technologically advanced dominate those who are left behind. Moving forward. As we move deeper into the 21st century, the question of who controls and has access to AI will become increasingly important. The historical lessons of technological inequality show us that without deliberate action, AI could widen the gap between the rich and the poor, the powerful and the powerless. But it doesn't have to be this way. By recognizing access to AI as a human right, we can work toward a future where everyone, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to benefit from the immense power of artificial intelligence. This book will explore the history of technological inequality and make the case for why we must ensure AI is equitably distributed. If we fail to do so, we risk repeating the same patterns of exploitation and exclusion that have defined human history for